So the magic show on Snapchat is a total mess. But if I'm being honest, Snapchat in general is a mess. Like, it is a car crash of an app. Some of it's trying to be TikTok, but I guess all of social media is trying to be that now. And then some of it's trying to be Netflix, I think? Like, the magic show, for instance, is described as a Snapchat original, which I find hilarious, because I don't know who's settling down for an evening of entertainment and putting Snapchat on. As far as viewer experience and enjoyment goes, Snapchat is very, very far down on the list. You can't get through 10 seconds of the app without being interrupted by an advert. So today, I'm going to dive headfirst into the magic show. As a magician myself, I find it completely fascinating. I want to try and understand what the show is, what it's trying to accomplish, why it exists, who the magicians are, and why I can't stop watching. This is a close look at the magic show on Snapchat. Brace yourselves, it gets weird.
Like this. Like this.
The magic show has developed in such a weird way from its humble beginnings. Like all good shows, it is split into seasons, with season 3 being the most recent edition at the time I'm filming, and then before that season 2, and then before that episode 79. Like all good shows. But starting off with season 1, the first few episodes are magic. There's street magic, there's performances, there's reactions. It's a magic show. If I had to give it a name, I'd call it a magic show. And then, almost like the rings of a tree, you can date the exact point that the magic show changes. And that is, of course, with episode 14, Energy Drink Life Hacks. This is an infamous video and something I've spoken about on the channel before, because this is the video where Rick Black's pours Red Bull over various magic props and then stretches them or folds them or whatever the prop does, and bam, 245 million views. Anyone that knows about the internet knows that views equal moolah. And so it is no surprise that since that episode, the magic show went in a completely different direction. And in fact, now has very little to do with magic. And it can all be traced back down to energy drink life hacks. Because since that video, in just season 1, we have been blessed with such classics as air freshener hacks, sugar hacks, egg hacks, banana hacks, money hacks, battery hacks. The list goes on. It is clear to me that Rick Black's talents, although they do lie in magic, they lie mostly in following trends, getting views, and making money. But moving on to the next part of this video, which is about the pranks. So season 1 was very centered around life hacks to begin with, but pranks became a staple of the magic show that continue to this day. The magic show loves pranks. And considering the life hacks weren't helpful, it's probably no surprise that the pranks were, yes, you guessed it, fake.
What's going on? It's a joke.
We were playing a prank here on you. We were gonna surprise you with all the mouse traps around you when you were sleeping.
Like, not even a little bit fake. Not even like, oh, it could be real, but maybe they faked it because that would be easier. Like, no, just blatantly fake. Just the fakest pranks you will ever see. And some of these are masterpieces of bad content. To be honest, I feel kind of bad for the cameramen in these situations because clearly they all suffer with invisible cameraman syndrome. How would you not see the cameraman in this situation? I do not understand who they're trying to fool here. She's literally looking around like this, and the cameraman is stood right there. This one's hilarious because the idea is, I guess, that these cups keep appearing even though she keeps putting them away, and then she turns back and whoa, there's another cup there. Yo, 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 Mainstream Mike here. Today we're gonna prank my roommate Cavan with a red cup. We're not roommates. Alright, my friend Cavan. We're not even friends. Alright, my acquaintance Cavan. Well, I mean, technically... Alright, just Cavan then. Just Cavan. We're gonna prank Cavan with a red cup. Alright? I wish I'd never asked you to help fake this prank now. Oh look, a red cup. I better put this away. Oh dear, it appears my brain is so small I can't remember that thing I just did. Better put the cup away again. Oh dear, I really must stop leaving these red cups out. Right, are we done? Are we done with the prank? Yeah. Is that it? Prank's over. Thanks. I'm not going to complain too much about the fake pranks because, of course, they're fake. When you're having to squeeze out this much content, faking a prank is much easier than the organisation it would take to do a real prank. So I totally get that, I'm not annoyed at that. all pranks are fake on the internet pretty much. But what I am annoyed about is how little they respect the audience watching this. Like, who is buying this?
I'm gonna wait for you, baby. Super sure. I'm not sure about it.
My wife. Get out of my house!
Okay, before we talk about Jabrizi, I know this video is going to divide some opinions. I just want to show you this audio clip of how my girlfriend genuinely tried to pronounce Jabrizi the other day when I was researching this video. What's the name of that magician?
Jibidspri.
Say it again.
Jibidspri.
One more time.
Jibidspri. Jibidspri.
I came across Jabrizi for the first time when he was receiving backlash about using actors in his videos. Because, God forbid, a magician lie during their performance, you know? I personally don't have an issue with Jabrizi's methods, but I did take issue with his apology video. It's not an apology video. He doesn't apologize.
I'm gonna just say this real quick and I'm just making a statement. I'm better than Chris Ramsey, I'm better than Justin Miller, and I'm better than Shim Lim. If they're wondering why they don't get amazing reactions, maybe it's just because they're bland people.
Oh my god. I have not seen that particular clip in a very long time, and yes, that is bad. I took an issue with how he handled the situation, more than the situation itself. Just admit that you were using actors. I get that it kind of fits his brand to be like that and respond like that, but surely it would have been more helpful to try and explain his point of view and explain the fact that yes, he does use actors, but here's why it's okay, and give a little bit of logical reasoning, rather than just saying you're better than Shin Lim. When it comes to the magic show on Snapchat, it's as if Jabrizi saw the success of the videos where he uses actors in his magic and decided that he just wanted to use actors and not do the magic bit anymore, and just sort of create these weird fake scenarios. Like in this video, where they're clearly trying to emulate a sort of cheater gets caught video that we've probably seen on the internet before. They tend to be very, very popular, those sort of videos. Like a hidden camera, whoa, cheater exposed, and the guy's hiding under the bed, and his wife is undressing and then meeting another guy. Who is Jabrizi? The other guy's Jabrizi. When I was watching this for the first time, I was like, wait, what? I don't have an issue with anyone making that content. I want to make this really, really clear. If you want to make a cheater exposed video or any of these sort of weird scenario videos and get popular online, go for it. I don't care. But don't brand it as magic. Like, the magic branding here is so far away from what this content actually is. I can't believe they're sticking with it and calling it the magic show. Just rename it. It's not magic, is it? Yo, yo, yo. Mainstream Mike here. Bit of an emotional one, but today I'm gonna catch Cavan in the act. I think he's been cheating on me. Oh, can't even fit under there. Cheaters getting caught, phones being stolen, people ruining a wedding, all of these different sorts of content have all stemmed from that original life hack video, which sort of was magic. At least there was a bit of an element of magic to it. There was a bit of trickery. Like, ooh, how's the Red Bull making these things do that? Okay, there's a bit of magic there. I can see that, even if it is not the best magic and it's a bit weirdly presented. Now that has evolved into something that is so far from magic. Where's the trick here? Where's the magic? I want to know. It feels like an episode of Black Mirror where like an AI has pumped out the dumbest, lowest forms of entertainment in clickbait video titles, and then they've got the titles and they've got to make the video in 24 hours and then submit it to the Snapchat gods. Anyway, just going back to this video for a second, this whole bit of like grabbing the audience's attention through a woman undressing just feels very, very wrong. And this isn't an isolated incident. In fact, this is very, very common in the magic show. I wasn't initially going to talk about this, but it just kind of feels wrong if I make a video about the magic show and don't include this, because it's so hard to ignore the fact that women are clearly being used in over-sexualized ways to grab viewers' attentions. And this is not an unusual thing at all. Julius Dean, who I know doesn't make videos for the magic show on Snapchat, he does make videos on Snapchat now, I've seen, but he has done this for years. In practically every other video of his, there's a woman who is scantily dressed in the thumbnail, and it just feels very, very seedy and very, very wrong. Take this prank where a woman is surrounded by mousetraps, except she's in her bikini and she's been sunbathing. Or this one, where the prank is actually on Justin Flom, another magician, where it seems that his partner is flashing his best friend, and oh no, she's clothed underneath, but he didn't know that. In fact, as part of the research for this video, I was going to do a bit where I compared how many times women were seen partially dressed or undressing on camera and count them, and then how many times men were doing the same thing. And I genuinely lost count of how many times women were partially dressed or undressing, and I could not find one example of a man doing the same thing. Now, if that doesn't say everything that the comparison would have said, I don't know what will. Now, often the women doing this are very, very clearly in on the video, and so they're practically assistants. So I hope that all of the women in those videos are consenting. And if that is the case, then maybe it's not something we need to worry about, because consenting adults can make the videos that they want to. It just feels like objectification for the sake of views, which is never something that makes me feel comfortable. Don't want to go on too much of a tangent here, but it does feel relevant to bring up the fact that Jabrizi was involved in a bit of backlash and a bit of drama over a magic product he released called Cake. Now, looking at me, it's probably no surprise to know that I'm not down with the slang, and I didn't know that cake was slang for butt, essentially, ass, arse, whatever you want to call it. Essentially, Cake, the magic product, involved putting your hands into it was specifically girls as well, a girl's back pocket in order to do this card trick. Which, I mean, why? Why would you release that as a magic product? I don't know. Obviously, a lot of people were upset because this magic product is essentially promoting and encouraging magicians to go out there and perform this trick that can be considered sexual assault. These Reddit comments I found put it pretty much spot on, actually, when it comes to this sort of content. I think an icebreaker of sorts is fine. I don't agree with being skeevy to get a phone number or touch someone, though. Gross. There was a talk at a recent convention that was hosted by Lauren Cohen. Hope it landed on the ears that needed to hear it. I think that perfectly sums it all up. Before I move on to the next section, just a heads up to all magicians, don't be creeps, alright? Alright, the last person I want to talk about in this video is Justin Flom. Again, a big name in magic, and someone who, while he is involved in the magic show and its lazy content, there is some magic content thrown in every now and again. I'm not saying that the whole of the magic show is nothing to do with magic, I'm just saying the vast majority is. In preparation for this video, I actually bought a Justin Flom magic kit, in the hope that it would maybe give me some insight into his performance style, or maybe some of his, like, tricks. Apparently it includes an 88-page mini book with step-by-step instructions. It also comes with a deck of cards, and I thought maybe like an extra prop in the bottom section. It turns out this is very, very basic stuff, like Salt Shaker Vanish, Ash on Arm, the crosscut force taught very, very basically. Yeah, essentially it's just a really, really basic magic kit, so unfortunately it didn't give me any insight and it just comes with a deck of cards, but nice packaging though. Weird how in this kit he doesn't teach you the Oscar award-winning acting that's required in order to pretend that your girlfriend is flashing your best friend. And it was at this point in my research that I just started to question like who this content is for, because sometimes it's for kids and I get that me complaining about it maybe is a bit redundant because it's content aimed for kids, so it's not for me. But I don't even think this is aimed at kids. Like, are kids enjoying this content? There's a lot of adult references, as we've seen, like people cheating and like, it's not for kids. This content clearly isn't aimed at a young audience. So, is it aimed at teenagers? It's a fascinating piece of media, that's what it is. And something that I won't talk about again, unless the magic show does something completely different. I think this has finally put to bed the magic show. So to conclude, the magic show is not magic, it's not really a show, so I guess it's just the. So that is the video. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive, this close look at one of the worst bits of content to do with magic that is out there at the moment. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I spent a long time working on this video, trying to make it as good as possible, trying to get my points across in the right way. So yeah, please do click the thumbs up button down below if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new and you've made it to this point of the video. I think you'll enjoy my channel. And if you're already a subscriber, make sure to click the link in the description. Head over to my other channel called Cav. There's going to be a load of magic content and non-magic content over there. So yeah, feel free to subscribe to that, and I will see you very, very soon.